So before we get into how we can implement it, what is a digital transformation initiative and what is not? Let's take an example. So one of the food manufacturing and distribution companies we were working with in Ohio, they used to supply products to other manufacturers, the raw ingredients, to restaurants, and even to retail locations. They also leveraged third-party reverse logistic companies. And their sales model was sales rep used to visit customers in their warehouses, to their retail locations, to their manufacturing locations, take orders, and then they fulfill those orders. So this was their state before they started any kind of a digital transformation initiative. So this image infographic pretty much tells the story. So sales rep drives to the customer location with a pen and paper, listen to their customer, listen to their complaints. If there are any kind of recalls or any kind of return orders, they take a note to that. They drive back to their office location, update the sales orders or the quotations, and send it to the customers for their review. And even make some calls to the customer just to make sure they got it correctly. And then they make another call to their reverse logistic system, and the reverse logistic company send the transportation to pick up the returns item. This whole span takes anywhere from few hours to a couple of days before the customer orders were entered into the system for fulfillment. And a lot of times there was like a lot of room for error. Either the quantity was not correct, or maybe a lot of in different times that the item were out of stock. The orders that the customer wanted, and then the salesperson, once they were in front of the system, they quickly figured out, you know what, we don't have it in stock. So they made the call to the customer that, okay, we don't have item A, but we have item B, which is similar. Do you want that or not? And so on and so forth. So at this time, this is a very simple operation, sales operation. And there was an opportunity over there. So we worked with them, and let me show a demo that what exactly helped them transform only this particular operation. So this is the ERP system that food manufacturing company was using. And as you can see, these were the orders. Of course, this is not their system. This is our demo server, just to clarify that. And this is all the sales order that were made that were ordered for these different customers. So now what we did was we built a mobile application that integrated with their existing ERP system. They didn't have to change anything. They didn't have to implement a new ERP system with more robust mobile capabilities. So let me pull up the mobile application. And this is one of our demo apps. Again, this demo app has limited functionality that is plug and play, and this is usually enhanced for our customer depending on what their requirements are. And this is running from our demo server. So the salespeople were empowered with this mobile application. So now they don't have to carry any kind of a paper and pencil. All they need to do is carry their smartphones, look for the items, whatever the items they have. They can see the on-hand quantity. They can also see the competing items. And in a lot of different scenarios, we also added margins that they were making on every item. So they can pitch an item that has a higher margin to their customers. Now, they can go to their customer, and let's say I'm the salesperson. I went to Progressive Home Furnishing. I can look at all the previous sales history. I can see the customer has a balance due of $24.61, but it is not blocked, so that is way within their payment terms. And while I'm doing so, I can create a new sales order. I can add items. I can even scan an item. So right now I don't have any barcode to scan, but if in the warehouse situation, they can just scan the items, and that can be added to the cart. Now this is a sales order that is automatically being created. The sales rep takes the customer authorization, saves it, confirms the order. So there is a sales order number 1101 already created. And you can see on the sales history that sales order 1101 is already reflected over there. Now, let's go back to the ERP system and see what is happening behind the scenes. We just got refreshed. Okay, so you see the sales order 1101 automatically synced up in the ERP system with today's date. And Progressive Home Furnishing is the customer name. Let's click on this. Then we added one bicycle and 2 front wheels. That is already ready, and this is already been sent to the fulfillment, probably to their warehouse. As you can see, now a lot of those back and forth can be avoided, and if there were any items that were out of stock, salesperson would have known before they placed an order. This is applicable for the return order as well. There is another thing that can be easily be added is for the terms of recall is having a traceability using a lot number or a batch number. But that's a subject for another day. So with that said, let's get back to our presentation. So what was the new state, the future state? Salesperson driving to the customer location and taking the sales order, and done. Some of you might be thinking like, okay, what about the data? What about the data? What about the internet connectivity? A lot of these warehouses and the manufacturing locations, they are in remote areas with a weak cell phone reception. Well, the application works on an offline mode. So even if you do not have any connectivity, all the sales orders and everything is stored natively into your device. And as soon as you get the connectivity, it's automatically being synced up with your ERP system or any kind of a backend system that you have.